Hey, what's up guys? It's Caution aka MeatbaIl of Atlantis doing another instance guide here for you today. Today we will be doing the Pit of Reckoning event, which is the 95 plus instance that drops the 100 SG, as well as Salvation to get the remaining pieces of 100 SG that do not drop in this instance. Anyways, as we go on, we are just fighting the trash mobs now. Nothing too serious, you just gotta know that you gotta kill the mages first, as they do a 5k AoE that will help your healer save some mana, I guess, if you kill those first. Or you maybe use your XP on it. I'm going to try and skip ahead of all the trash mobs, as they don't really cause too much damage, and I'm going to try and get into the boss fights as soon as possible. So you'll see me pull up into Eurydice's room and start DPSing on her. Eurydice only has two different attacks, the first of which being is that she drops a bunch of orbs that do a 5k AoE each, so you're going to want to run back towards the entrance or run around somewhere in the cave so you can avoid those. And perhaps pull your pet onto passive so it can run away quickly and not die, so you don't waste any trainer pots or any pet potions for that matter. Her second attack is that she has 4 large orbs spawn around her, and once they make it to her they do a massive AoE. Now I do believe you can slow them down so the orbs don't get there as fast, but in all honesty it's not really worth it. You might as well just run away real quick and come back as soon as the orbs blow up. All the while still avoiding those small orbs that spawn as well. At some points I believe she spawns both of her attacks at the same time, so the small orbs and the large orbs, so you just run away and you avoid both. And yep, just rinse and repeat over and over again until she finally goes down. No different boss mechanics in here. The only thing you gotta look out for is making sure your pet does not die. So you're gonna want to make use of that passive button. And run around the cave, anywhere is fine. There's no death zone or anything like that in here. And in all honesty, you should not have any problems on this boss. Nobody should die unless somebody were to lag or perhaps zone out and get caught by all those orbs. You do have a pretty good window to get away from that, even with terrible reaction times. So you shouldn't have too much problems on the boss. She does drop a belt. She's the boss that drops the level 100 SG belt. And now, keep in mind, all the bosses in Pit of Reckoning have a 100% chance to drop at least one item. And each different boss has a different item that they drop, respectively. This Eurydice boss drops the belt, which I am actually needing, so let's hope I get that belt. I'm going to fast forward just a bit to the end, because it is the same fight throughout. She does not change any mechanics or anything like that. She doesn't change damage values. And we're going to down her. Let's see what we got. And luckily, my mage belt did drop, so that's pretty good. Even though I know mage items tend to be a lot cheaper, it's still pretty good to get a drop every once in a while to help out with the prices and whatnot. Alright, and this next part is extremely easy. You just got to escort this NPC over to the intersection between all 3 lanes to do the different bosses. And it's very easy. The ads that he spawns don't really do anything too threatening, so you can use this time to either go renew your mount buff or just chat, do whatever it is you gotta do before the next boss. Okay, and we're going to the far right towards the Harpy Queen lady. I'm not sure what her name is, but all I do know is that she drops the level 100 SG Greaves, so you'll be sure to pay her a visit on your entrance in here. Alright, we're just gonna power through these ads. You just run them up in AoE. They're not too threatening at all, kind of like DI and FD status, which I'm sure you are all accustomed to, being level 95 plus doing the 100 SG instance. And we're going to engage on the boss right now. She doesn't have too many things that she does. One of the things she does is teleport you to a different place where you got to run through the orbs, and I'll show you that in a bit when I get teleported. You'll see someone from our group already got teleported. And that's something that when you first enter here, you might want to bring another healer in, because that time in which the healer gets teleported can be really scary, as the boss does pretty good single target damage onto the tank, and actually fairly decent AoE damage. You'll see the party getting near half HP altogether. So yeah, if you're coming in here and you're brand new and you're still learning the fights and whatnot, you might want to take 2 healers in case one of you have Marinara Syndrome, into which you get teleported 80% of the time, and the tank is left fending for himself. So good luck on that. You might want to. It really depends on what your gear levels are at for your tank and your healer, on how many healers you're going to want to take. It does slow the damage down, obviously, but doesn't hurt to be safe. I've always been a fan of 2 healers in my instances, and you're going to see I get teleported here, and I try and be a pro and dodge all of them, and I do get through. I get pretty lucky messing around there, but for future reference, if you guys don't want to dodge that and play around in there while your party's dying out here, you can just hug the left wall and you actually won't get hit at all. And this boss is about to go down. She does drop the Greaves, like I said before, so you're going to be looking out for that from her. And after you're done with her, you can click the crystal in her room to spawn the guy you're looking at right now, the Nether Dragon. Or I can't really see his name because of the resolution I'm recording at. But he basically drops the little seals on the floor that pulses, or pulsates. I'm not sure what the correct word is there. But it does do pretty decent damage. You're going to want to stay away from it. I mean, why not? It's kind of like the Rezeal thing, the seal that spawns in Rezeal, except it doesn't move. So you're going to want to avoid that. And you might have caught a glimpse of an orb that spawns that you want to kill really quickly, as he traps people that are close to him and they become immobile. And that, in conjunction with the seal that he spawns, can be that's definitely a no-no. You'll see right here, everyone is trapped. They have like a kind of pink circular thing around them, and the seal is under them. So I'm going to try and kill this orb and zoom up so you can see, and the circular stuff, the circular pink stuff goes away, and they can move again. But they're just they're making sure Marinera's paying attention as they're standing in the purple junk. You know, sometimes our party likes to do that, like to see if Marinera is alive and well, and you know, try and make it fun for her. She's playing a very glorified version of whack-a-mole over there with the HP bars. It's a pretty nice job. When the boss starts getting low, he starts spawning them more often, along with these magic orbs. Honestly, I don't know what those magic orbs do, but they don't look so cool, so I stay away from them. They might kill you. They most likely kill you, so you're probably going to want to stay away from those, all the while staying away from the stuff on the floor and freeing your teammates from the trap that spawns as well. And this boss does drop the shoulders, so good luck on that. And he only spawns on Sunday, so once again, good luck on that. Okay, running through the corridor with the zombie dragons, or whatever they're called, and they drop the shields, the Heretic shield and the Champ shield. They're very easy though, they don't do too much damage. They do a 2k AoE that can get you caught up if you try to pull the whole hallway at once, so don't do that and die. And then we're going to come to the final boss room, which is Clementis, and we're going to play a little mini version of E-Ball right here, trying to stop these mobs from getting to the center. And they have different colors. The green ones are the easiest, followed by the red ones, and then the blue ones are the hardest. I suggest you do get 10 holy bombs in your inventory that you can use to just explode them, and I suggest you use that on the blue ones or the red ones. I believe the red ones they take half damage, and they have a lot of HP, and I think the blue ones have that super tough defense that you can't really get through unless you crit or do a holy strike on. So you're going to want to save your holy bombs for either the red one or the blue one. I'm not too sure on that red one information, but I do know that the green one is the easiest out of all of them, and you will be able to solo a lane with just green ones if you are a DPS. So yeah, I'm just going to fast forward past that because it's fairly simple. You don't leak, and you'll be alright. And now we are on the final boss, Clementis. This is the light one of him. He spawns a dark one as well. There the dark one is right now. And you're not going to want your tank both of them, as that dark Orbis spawns. And I do believe that the Orbis does like 40k AoE if he makes it to the light one, so you're going to want to kill that Orbis as soon as it spawns. There it is again. And you're going to want to make sure you kill that. Damage down the dark one while the tank is tanking the light one. After the dark one goes down, you can kill the light. And make sure those Orbises stay down while the dark one is spawned. He will spawn those Orbises. And that is your main priority. So kill priority. Number 1 priority is the Orbis. Number 2 is dark, and number 3 is light. And basically, you just DPS on light whenever the dark one is dead. So right now, the dark one is spawned again. We don't make the tank it because it is pretty good single target damage. You're not going to want the tank to tank both the light and the dark. The light one hits like a truck, so yeah, the tanking both of them is not a good story. You don't want that to happen at all, unless you have some kind of like superhero tank in full +10s. But In all honesty, if you did, you probably wouldn't be looking at my guide. So I'm gonna assume that you don't, and say that you want the two light and dark separated. And Clementis is actually the guy that drops the gloves. So I hope you get your gloves, and that's really all you need to know about Clementis. You want to keep them kind of separated, make sure the tank doesn't tank both of them. Kill the Orbises, kill the dark, and then kill the light, and then you'll do alright. I've actually never had that Orbis spawn on me, or blow up on me rather. But word on the street is that it does a 40k AoE, so you want to avoid it blowing up on you. So DPS that down as soon as possible. And like I said before, you might want to take 2 healers in here because it kind of is healing intensive. The tank takes a ton of damage, and there are two targets taking damage at once. So good luck on that. See what you can get. And now keep in mind, all the bosses in here drop smelt essences. And when your whole party has a total of 120, you can actually just summon an extra boss called the Origin of Pain. And now he drops 2 level 100 weapons every time you kill him. So good luck on getting your weapon, and I will be showing his fight right here. Actually, that's the main reason why this is so delayed, besides me being pretty lazy in general. But we're gonna submit our smelt essences, and let's hope we can get some good stuff for either myself or Marinara, and my party members as well, but more myself and Marinara. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with being selfish every once in a while. So right, you just submit all your smelt essences until 120 is totaled, and then you can spawn him. Now he does do a pretty vicious AoE, and our tank actually just kites him around in a circle. Now, I did not get to see too much of this boss, so I can't tell you very specifically if he has any more things that you need to look out for other than that, because this is my first time seeing him, as you do not get to spawn him all too often. You're going to want to have some Tree of, or not Tree of Life, but Seed of Life or whatever it is that reses your teammates. As you can see, he does a pretty dangerous AoE. It's quite scary. Look at everyone's HP. So the healer's under a lot of stress right there, kind of freaking out. Everyone else is chilling back, you know, doing as much damage as he can. So you see he does this aura of like that blue thing. You can actually step out of that. You see I'm just stepping out and shooting away with my skills, not my white damage. And then he does I guess a ground AoE that I didn't get hit by either, because I'm staying back, because that's how I roll. I stay in the back. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so he's getting pretty close to dying, and once again he does drop 2 weapons every time you kill him. But he does take a really long time to collect all those smelt essences, and you're going to want to have a party that you trust to kill this boss when you do go in there with your smelt essences. So good luck on getting your weapon. We'll see what dropped. And I do believe, actually, that Marinara got her staff. So that's pretty good, and huge shout out to everyone that helps out. And of course, check out my buddy's music channel that hooks me up with the nice music to put in the background, so you guys don't go deaf from just listening to me.